Hi, and welcome once more to People's Channel. My name is Dennis Salani. Today, we are going to look at a very popular saying that says, readers are leaders. And that is true. Readers are leaders. In other words, once you cultivate a culture of reading, you become knowledgeable on many things in life: personal development, personal hygiene, history, science, religion, and many other things. Reading is a pathway to success. That's why this saying has been established, that readers are leaders. In other words, once you become a reader, you become a leader, because you become informative, you become knowledgeable, you know a lot of things that you shouldn't be able to know if you were not reading. Today, I want us to encourage one another to read. If you are already a reader, keep on reading. That's a very good thing. If you are not yet a reader, why not start now? Start reading once a week. Reading is a very simple thing to do. It's a very simple thing to cultivate into your daily life and make it a habit. There are various platforms that you can use if you can go online to join other people who are into reading groups. For example, there is Jacob Paulson. You can log into www.jacobpaulson.com and get exposed to an array of reading material that you can download for free. You can also go to Tai Lopez's website, www.tailopez.com, where every week, Tai analyzes one of the materials that he reads and shares with his readers or with his fans. Now you can take part in many other programs. You can start a reading club where you are, because reading as a group is more simpler than reading alone, especially when we are starting. But now let us go back to our discussion of readers are leaders. What does this actually mean? This means that once you start reading, you become knowledgeable on many aspects of your life. And there's a difference between a person without knowledge and information and a person with knowledge and information, because when you have got knowledge and information, you are able to make informed decisions. You are able to make important decisions that you wouldn't be able to make if you are not knowledgeable. You are able to access a number of things, a number of services, a number of products, and a number of places and contacts and connections that you wouldn't otherwise be able to access without information. Now, what kind of material should you read? Let me speak about myself. I read widely. I read fiction. I read non-fiction. I read magazines, periodicals. I read newspapers. I read research papers. I read almost everything that there is to read. But don't forget to read the biggest source of all knowledge, that is the Bible, because the Bible is one of the undisputed sources of information. It's one of the most highly resourceable books that you can read, because it's very authoritative. It talks about the beginning of life. It talks about life as it is now, and it talks about life as it will be. Now, my point here is that when you read across the spectrum of life. Don't be monolithic in your reading. Read across, read periodicals, read autobiographies, read biographies, read sports books, read anything that you can lay your hands on. Now, once you start reading, you'll be amazed to find that you don't stop. You'll try to stop yourself, but you fail because you are now get into reading, and reading breeds more reading. Now, as you read, and this is what I'm testimony to, you increase your word power. In any language, you can read a new language, you can read your home language, you can read any language that you choose, but you don't read something and you remain the same. Once you read, you develop a new set of words that you didn't know before, and how to use those words. You develop new expressions, idiomatic expressions, proverbial expressions, and many other aspects of language. Now, what does this mean? It means that you become more proficient, more prolific in speaking, and speaking goes together with writing. That's why there is this understanding that in society, people who should take up leadership positions are people who have got more knowledge, who can be relied upon to give guidance, to give direction. And these are the people who are identified because they display that quality of knowledge and information which they get from reading. Now, once you read, reading leads you to relax. It leads you to relax because it takes your mind from the present form into the form. It takes you from your real situation to the situation of fantasy. In other words, if you are reading a novel, then your mind moves from your body to the place where the novel is talking about. I read a novel by Wilbur Smith that is called Monsoon, and I could sleep in the early hours of the morning reading that novel, and always it took me there. I could imagine myself in the sea. I could imagine myself being part of the people who were meeting ships of pirates, and I could for the first time imagine how it feels to be alone in the sea without security, without any form of policing, and you are meeting a group of antagonistic looking sailors. And what next? Then that brings us to another point, that is suspense. When you are reading, your mind becomes suspended because good writers use suspense. And once your mind is geared into suspense, it is electrified. The electrodes on the right form of the brain and the left part of the brain are kept alive, and those processes, they help ignite and restore your creativity. Because initially everyone is creative, but how much more creative you become depends on how you take care of your creative side of thinking, your creative abilities. Now, reading also teaches you about life in your area, in your country, and life in other countries. It teaches you about different cultures. Let's say you are reading a book of another continent from where you are staying. Obviously, the behaviors, the customs, the cultures of the people in that continent won't necessarily be the same as that of yours. And then that widens your scope of understanding and appreciation of life, that you are not having the same customs, the same cultures, the same traditions, but you are sharing the same planet. So you need to know and respect other cultures. And by doing that, you are able to pick up things that you could develop in your own culture by looking at what are the good things from the other cultures. Now, I've been looking at the people in Kenya. I'm in South Africa. I've been looking at the people in Kenya. There is a tribe that I have very much interest in. This tribe is called the Maasai, and I've been seeing how proud they are about their culture, about the way they live. They even hold their own Olympics. Imagine, because Olympics is understood to be an activity that brings together all people of the world, all people of the globe, because it can only be organized at that level. But the Maasai, they organize their own unique kind of Olympics to celebrate and award those who have made outstanding achievement in various aspects of life in that part of Kenya. So with reading, you get exposed to all those things, those amazing things, those glorifying things in life. But then you also gain confidence. I remember at some stage I was an avid reader of James Hadley Chay's books. I was almost behaving like an agent myself. An agent, I mean an investigative agent, because James Hadley Chay's books are based on investigation of criminal activities in one country and across the globe. I could be able to detect when I meet a person that this one is an honest person, is a noble person, this one has got something hidden behind his or her back. So by reading, you become empowered in many aspects and in many respects. Reading changes your life for good. Here, as I'm speaking to you, I'm almost done with a book by Joel Osteen, Your Best Life Now, which talks or teaches you about improving your life for the better, gaining confidence, widening your scope, and all those things. So I'm challenging you. If you are not yet into reading, start reading now. If you are into reading, don't stop it, but increase the pace, because the benefits are almost inscalable when you are a reader. Readers are leaders. Readers are leaders in politics. Readers are leaders in religion. Readers are leaders in sports. Readers are leaders in sociology or social life. Readers are leaders in almost all aspects of life. So by reading, you are investing something in your life that can't be retracted by anything else or by anyone else, because once you have that knowledge, you possess it, it becomes a treasure in your life, and no one is going to take it out of your life forever. Now, start now. Why are you waiting? Start now. Become a reader. Join me. Join other millions of people who are reading in your country and globally. And let us make this global wave of leaders, because with information, nothing will be hidden away from you. But with information, you'll be able to take control of all situations that you come across. Imagine if you were on a plane and the next thing, the plane is bursting into flames and you will need to escape under pressure. Now, out of 100 people in the plane, only 2 who have read something about using the parachute will be able to lead, will be able to land safely, but the rest may perish. That's the point. So start reading, give me feedback. Here below there is a tag that you can use to leave your comment, and I'm waiting to hear from you. For me now is thanks. Let's meet again on our next discussion.